Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
All right. Ready for another episode of Local SEO in 10.
I am. I hope you are.
Any exciting stories or clients this week?
Yeah, always. Google last week or a couple weeks ago, they issued another algorithm called the helpful algorithm that has shaken up the SEO world. So it's aimed at sites that use a lot of AI created content to create tons and tons of content. And so Google is trying to weed those sites out. So if you are using AI content, basically you're going to get penalized if you're not adding value to that AI content. Meaning a joke I read was, if you have a site with the top 10 dildos, and that's it, then Google will penalize you for that. If you have the top 10 dildos with my grandma's recommendations, that will stay up and get rankings. There you go.
What are you talking about?
That's the new helpful update that Google has issued.
I need more detail on that, Adam. I don't know.
Look it up. All right. Anyway, today I did want to go into the 5 ways that cannabis dispensaries need to be maximizing their online presence. Yes.
That's legal?
What's that?
That's legal?
Yes.
With Google, they'll allow cannabis, eh?
On search results, yes. But this is a very interesting space because companies like Google or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, they're not going to allow you paid advertising. So that's really important to understand that organic, pretty much, unless you are using a service called like Weed Maps, for example, you are not going to be able to take advantage of the pay-per-click advertising or any kind of paid advertising. So if you have one of these dispensaries, you got to understand that, the only way you're going to get new customers coming in online is organically. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
All right. Now, the first thing I want to recommend is, if you have a cannabis dispensary, that search your area for cannabis dispensary. And what you're going to find really fast is, oh my God, you have like 50 competitors in your little city. Why is that? Because there's a lot of little mom and pop operations that pop up and disappear and pop up and disappear. So these are not going to be real businesses, or they kind of real businesses, but they're not going to be licensed or anything like that. But somehow they have gotten onto Google and they've gotten a Google listing. So First thing you're going to do is go to those listings and click on suggest and edit. And then when you're there, you can make changes or updates. Like if it's a residence or something like that, that's against Google's terms of service. So you can say that, and then Google will review that suggestion, and then it will take action. So it'll remove that listing. So
interesting.
One of the first things we do when we have a cannabis dispensary client is we go through their city and we do that. And it can take a long time to get through all of them. And then we have to make it kind of our standard operating procedure to do that monthly, because there's always new ones popping up, always.
Okay.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing we're going to do is you should be building local backlinks. So do you know what a backlink is, Jamie?
I do.
Okay. Can you tell us what a local backlink would be?
So if I have a dispensary and then I'm trying to build my business and their business, I might be able to connect to the local Uber guy or DoorDash page and say, hey, let's put my website on your page so people can find us.
Yeah, perfect. So that's exactly right. Make sure that you join whatever local chamber of commerce. You'll get a link through there. Make sure you're asking local newspapers if you can write an article about whatever, as long as you can get a link on that page. These are all ways to get local backlinks, and you pretty much, this is an ongoing task as well. So getting lots and lots of backlinks to your site is going to help with your authority, which is going to help with your local presence. It'll help with your ranking online. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
So we get a dozen emails a week from backlink requests and say,
Yes.
hey, so what do you do? Should we then take advantage of those to increase ours, or does it not?
So those are services that are selling backlinks, and I'm not a big fan of them because they can get taken down pretty fast.
Okay.
They're not focused on one particular subject. And a lot of times, if you're a dispensary, you can't even use them because those places know that anything vice related can get taken down pretty easily. So we want to kind of stay away from those if you can, because what you want is local or industry related links. Those are kind of much higher authority than just some casino site in Macau.
Got it.
All right. And if you can hear, my garbage company is coming to pick up everything right now. Awesome timing, fellas. Okay. I think they're gone. Next thing we want to talk about is on-site SEO. So that means making your website as friendly as possible to search engines. That means doing everything correctly. Now, go back into our past episodes and you'll definitely be able to check out how to do that. But you want to make sure that your on-site on your website is done correctly. Now, it can be a little difficult to do, but you want to make sure it's done correctly. And check out episodes that we've done on your heading structure, on local schema, and basically how to structure your website correctly. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I know it's that little, do the on-site SEO. That is, hundreds of tasks right there. So do that too. All right. Next one. You need to have someone in your organization creating content for your website. So if you have just a 5-page or 10-page website, that's not going to be enough to rank. Your competitors know that, and so they're also creating content. So you're going to be creating content around your industry, content that answers people's questions, not what did you have for lunch yesterday. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's that?
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to make it so it's relevant to your business. And it doesn't seem like there's any shortage of content for CBD and that business.
No, but there are things like, how much should you tip your bud tender?
Ooh.
Jamie? Yeah, I don't know. So should you tip a bud tender? What's a bud tender? Who came up with that word, bud tender? Is that a real job, bud tender? So these are
how much are you tipping the garbage guys for picking up your garbage? They really deserve a tip.
$1 million. No. Anyway, these are all questions that someone might ask on Google before they come to your place of business. So you want to make sure that you're answering that question. You're keeping them on your page. When you do things like that, when you create that kind of content, people will come to your page. They'll read that article. They'll stay on your page longer. Google tracks that, and your ranking will increase. See, and you'll outrank your competitors. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is if you are a dispensary and you're established, you should probably be hiring an agency to do all this. This is not something you're going to be able to leave up to your part-time bud tender who's also a web designer. This is something that is technical and something that a part-time employee is just not going to be able to handle. They can do parts of these things, but they can't. It's just too much work and too technical to trust to someone who's learning, right? You want to make sure that you're trusting someone who has a track record, who does this for a living and has a team behind them that will be there and you can trust. All right, so those are 5 ways that I'd recommend because I know what goes into this, and this industry is so hyper competitive. And it's, these dispensaries are in California, especially, they're popping up in every little city, every little municipality. And there's a reason, right? People want this product. And if you have a dispensary, reaching them is really tough because the traditional channels just aren't there. So this is one that is wide open. Just got to do it right. So go for it, man. And I know our dispensary clients love us. So yeah, we know what we're doing. It's fun stuff.
Okay. Another quick question. What do you think the return on investment percentage wise is for every dollar that's invested in local SEO is returned to the dispensary?
I'd say at least 7 to 10, because once you are dominating your area, once you are the most visible and you are the most credible, meaning the most 5 stars across the board compared to all your competition, you become the de facto no-brainer choice for that product or that category in your area. So nice. That is worth so much to these businesses because they want people in the door, and people are pretty lazy, and a lot of cannabis users tend to be kind of chill, Jamie. So they're not going to go searching for one place that strikes them the best. They're going to go and they'll look at the top 3 results, and when you're one of those top 3 results, if you're the most highest reviewed out of all your competitors, easily, you're going to be enjoying that person as your customer. It's just a no-brainer.
Totally makes sense. And this industry, it looks like it's just barely getting started. So
yeah,
it's growing, and visibility, credibility, reliability.
Yeah, all that stuff.
There's gonna be so many businesses that go out of business too. So the local SEO efforts could be the difference between riches and failure.
Right. And once this becomes federally legal, Amazon will come. So you want to make sure that you are established in your area, because once Amazon opens, this will change the landscape again. I think it's an interesting industry, and that's why I started off, with the advertising around this industry, with the banking laws, all that stuff. It is a very, very interesting and exciting industry to think about, and to kind of maneuver your way through, and to come out on top is really rewarding.
So great. Now I'll have to tip the Amazon driver.
No. Yes. That'll be part of the next one. All right, Jamie. That's all I got for today.
All right. Well, that's very good and great information. And definitely, obviously, certainly, if you know anyone that's in the CBD business or they are a user, they definitely should be listening to this podcast to make themselves sustainable. Because Adam is right. Once the Amazon and Walmart Plus come on board, say goodbye to mom and pops, because that's what they do. And so anyway, make sure to share this podcast out to anyone that's even a small business, not necessarily a CBD business, because most people probably have seen these businesses, and they are not going away. Well, maybe they will, but they are exploding.
Cannabis. That's the difference, Jamie. Cannabis is different than CBD. So make sure cannabis. Okay.
Sorry about that, everybody.
No problem.
My faux pas.
Yeah, Jamie.
My bad.
Yes.
And so, okay, we'll cut it there. Just kidding. And then if you enjoyed this podcast, we have a giant library of previous podcasts on all different types of subjects in the local SEO space. So feel free to go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button, and then search for any of those, like Adam mentioned, the schema. That'd be a great one to listen to if you are considering making it easy for Google to find your cannabis website. And then also make sure wherever you're listening to this podcast, if you can give us 5 stars, thumbs up, whatever they are asking for, we want the highest rating so we can get this information out to even more people. So we will talk to you next time. Anything else, Adam?
That's all, Jamie. Good job.
All right. We will talk to you next week.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10. with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.